We're going to start off with this story about the Louisville police major calling Black Lives Matter and Antifa supporters punks.
Oof.
So I'll just pull up the story right here. Check it out. Daily Mail reports Louisville police major calls Black Lives Matter and Antifa supporters punks who will always be living in their parents' basement and washing our cars in message to division she commands. That's a little bold.
That's kind of
washing our cars? What does that mean?
Well, that's kind of what they're saying, though, isn't it? Like, we don't have any future because the system is rigged against us.
I mean, it sounds like they're saying rabble, rabble, rabble.
Yeah, exactly. They're noisemakers. No.
I was talking to a friend earlier, and I asked her. I was like, "Do you know?" Because she was talking about Black Lives Matter and stuff, and I was like, "Do you know how many unarmed black men were shot and killed last year by the police?" It's like, "Oh, I don't know, but you can Google it." And I'm like, "No, I know the number because I have Googled it. I looked it up, and well, I don't know, but it's a lot." And I'm like, "It's 13."
I thought it was 8. Okay, so you're...
Yeah, so the Wall Street Journal's number was 9, but I'm using Black Lives Matter's number. I'm using the Washington Post's activist number, 13.
Wow.
That doesn't mean all innocent people potentially killed. It's unarmed black men who were shot, so
Yes.
it doesn't include women. It's 13, and there's 375 million estimated police interactions. It doesn't sound like hunting or anything like that.
Yeah, and I think there was a breakdown done, maybe... It was either by Matt Walsh or Michael Knowles. I apologize for forgetting who it was. But they actually looked through the cases of unarmed black men being killed by the police. And in some of them, I remember one in particular, like an old woman was being attacked. And so unarmed is tricky because people can be armed and the shooting is unjustified. And someone can be unarmed and the shooting is justified.
Exactly.
So it's not as helpful a term as people think it is. But
It's just the language they use because it makes it seem justified.
Exactly.
Like Breonna Taylor was unarmed. They deemed her killing justified. Now I'm seeing all the activists and everybody's rising up. And this is the police officer we're seeing who's calling them, basement dwelling punks, we're going to wash our cars, is Louisville. And that's where this is all going down. But the justified doesn't mean, I think a lot of people don't understand this too. Justified doesn't mean warranted. It doesn't mean good.
Yeah.
It means the police were cleared in that circumstance to fire that gun.
Yep.
And so that's what happened, with Breonna Taylor. Of course, all we get from the left is, and I'm not trying to blanket every single person, but yeah, too many of them. Propaganda. She was sleeping in her bed. They fired blindly through the door, breaking the door in. It's like, none of that happened, man. None of that happened. Now, as for this lady, we have Major Bridget Hallahan, who commands the Louisville Metro Police, 5th Division, allegedly sent the message. I think this is funny because should we care that she's insulting them this way? And you're shaking your head.
I don't think it should bother us all that much. I mean, they're burning down our cities. I think a couple mean words are probably in order at this point.
The first thing I thought about was the basket of deplorables Hillary Clinton comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's incited a bunch of people.
And so I think I'm the kind of person who's like, oh, who cares? He called them names, right? But they're definitely going to use it. The left is going to use this. They're going to be like, see what the police are saying. And they killed this person. Now they're mocking us on top of the murder of a woman sleeping in her own bed.
How long before
Not
they start
true, by
saying,
the way, but...
Yeah, how long before they start saying punk is a dog whistle for something much more nefarious?
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, let me read this quote. She said, these Antifa and BLM people, especially the ones who just jumped on the bandwagon yesterday because they became woke, insert eye roll here, do not deserve a second glance or thought from us. Our little pinky toenails have more character, morals, and ethics than these punks have in their entire body. Do not stop to their level. I think she meant. Do not respond to them. If we do, we only validate what they did. Don't make them important because they are not. They will be the ones washing our cars, cashing us out at the Walmart, or living in their parents' basement playing COD for their entire life. Yikes.
That's all right. That's a little bit inflammatory.
Seriously.
So I feel like she could have stopped where she was saying, do not stoop to their level. Because I'm assuming that.
And then she did.
She did.
Yeah,
All right, to
yeah.
be fair, she did not torch a sports bar.
Right.
She didn't
Right.
burn anything, so I
That's
don't know
a
if she
good-
really stooped to their level, but
Telling the cops, don't go around burning down the city. That's like a really, like the bar's on the floor.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, I'm going to walk right over that, sure.
I man-interrupted Lydia, though. I'd like to hear your...
Man-interrupted.
Oh, yeah. So
That's
I
right.
was just going to say, I feel like that was really kind of the gist of what she was saying, but she kind of cased it in some really snarky sass. I'm like, bro, that wasn't professional. I mean, sis. She's a lady.
Sis.
Look at us. Me and Lydia
Yeah,
are
I
being
know.
so
We're-
PC
we're-
tonight.
we're-
We're
No,
being sure.
for sure. Like, why is she ragging on Call of Duty?
Yeah, also,
Yeah,
what's wrong with Call of Duty?
Is Call of Duty played by like primarily leftists?
I don't know. I don't know that.
I don't think that would be the case.
Halo, you know,
It's-
Halo would probably.
Isn't basement dweller typically like the left wing insults the right as basement dwellers?
That's everyone. Like, I find like neckbeard and basement dweller are just what you call anyone who has upset you on the internet.
Yeah, SJW women are like lady neckbeards. Oh, they call them leg beards.
Leg beards. I've
Yeah.
yet to hear that one, but yeah,
You've
it's
never heard
just-
that?
It's like if someone disagrees with me, they're not attractive. I can guarantee it. That's sort of the thinking.
That's funny.
that you see
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. It's like, is that it really does make sense. It's as far as they can take it. You insulted me and hurt my feelings, and you're ugly.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well, it's kind of what she didn't call him ugly per se, but
This is a police officer. This is
Yeah, this is a
lieutenant,
major.
A major
telling her command.
name calling.
Yeah.
It's insane. That woman is totally unprofessional and is gonna do way more damage than she.
Well, I mean, the fact that it was released, that it was leaked, I guess.
Oh, that was leaked.
Yeah, she didn't say it publicly.
Oh my
She was
gosh.
she was like
Yeah.
sending a message to her coworkers.
Oh well, I get that.
That's ridiculous.
Then. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit because you don't want to give them attention. You want to not focus the media on them
Yeah.
and just shut them up and shut them down.
dude, I hate when this happens. All right. It's one thing if they said something ridiculous and over the top and inflammatory that was intended to be inflammatory and was said to the public, but I hate when a private statement becomes a story like
Yeah.
this, when it becomes national news. All right, well, why isn't, if this is so inflammatory, then why isn't the story about how unbelievably irresponsible it was for whoever leaked this to leak it?
Yeah, who leaked it?
It doesn't say, does it?
Maybe.
Let's go.
An
do they say?
anonymous source.
Yes.
An anonymous
Right.
source.
We trust them.
Someone
What did they
hide it.
say? She oh, the Daily Mail says this. Major Bridget Hallahan, who is white.
Oh my goodness.
well,
this changes everything.
That's relevant.
This is,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
okay with her comments at first, but now I'm outraged.
Did you hear what Maj had to say the other day? Maj Toure from Black Guns Matter.
No.
He said that he saw a bunch of white Antifa and he yelled at them like, "Where are the black people at?" Like it does. I don't care what her race is. These Antifa people are mostly white people going around doing this.
It's funny. I didn't get to catch the podcast you did with Maj, but you guys accidentally put my Twitter handle in there. So I was getting a bunch of tweets
Yes.
for him as the show is going. And they're like, at Seamus, like they tagged some college professor, like, at Seamus Coughlin says you're scared to debate him. I was like, what have I gotten myself into?
You should have just accepted it.
I
Like,
should
I
have
accept
accepted
your debate.
I have no idea what we're arguing about. I'll just argue with anybody for any reason.
That's great, though.
Yeah.
Be down for it.
So it was written by her. So the Courier Journal published the statement, and I don't think they say where it came from. And I don't think it's actually as bad as the Daily Mail makes out to be. Here's another quote from the email. There is currently no recourse we have for incidents involving doxing of officers or their families. What we can do is speak up against them and put the truth out there through the PIO office and the LMPD FB page. We will come back at them on their own page to let them and everyone else know they are lying. We will print the facts. I will see to it. We have already taken care of one incident. I hope we never have to do it again. Just know I got your back. She was messaging her staff because they were getting doxxed by Antifa and far leftists.
Yeah.
And this was her message. And then she goes on to say, what did she say? I am disappointed. Oh, so this is a Metro councilman who's now dragging her over this.
Oh my God.
So this
That was unprofessional.
this is what the media does, because they want to take something salacious and do whatever they can to make the police look bad. So could you imagine like having a private conversation with somebody at work and being like, man, Jerry down in accounting, what a dick. And then someone hears you and they run and they tell
I
somebody.
guess
Yeah,
if,
exactly.
If you're the boss though and you're trash talking people, that's bad for morale.
Yeah, but you're trash talking the people who are doxing your subordinates.
It's true, but I don't think it's the best way to boost morale for the team. I mean, honestly, I think it's a low blow, and somebody might have saw that and been like, this girl's way out of line here.
Are you saying she othered them, Ian?
If she's gonna say that about them, she's probably gonna say that about me.
No, I don't know.
I don't know if the people at work are like all that concerned that.
I don't think the other cops are like, oh no, she's going to insult me when she's insulting. Like,
Well,
they
that's
insult
how
Antifa
people-
for a reason.
now.
That's kind of how people are. If someone does it against someone else, you can bet that they're gonna do it against you when you're not around.
No, this is
I don't know.
tribalism.
Yeah, I
this
think
is the
this is
police saying, she's saying, I got your back. These people are bad. What's happening is the media is using it to say, see, the cops hate you. The cops think you're losers. The cops think you're going to wash their cars
Right, it's
for
like
them.
blowing it out of proportion. There's just this one girl's opinion. Now it's making it seem like it's a police.
The police major
mentality.
says all Black Lives Matter are punks and basement dwellers, and
As if she had a public statement where she wrote asterisk, insert eye roll here,
Yes,
asterisk,
that seems
instead of
likely.
just posting it online.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure she did say that.
Yeah, that's what you mentioned.
Right. It says
as
like
you were saying that,
parentheses.
yeah, I was like, oh, this
insert
was
eye
a
roll.
written statement. Because when you were first discussing it, I thought that this was something she had said publicly, or actually stated out loud. But yeah, it was clearly something she wrote down. And now you've mentioned it was in a private chat, so this is not the story that I thought it was at first. But this is why we have to read past headlines.
Yeah,
but
but
many people will not read past the headline, which is a
Exactly.
serious problem.
This does seem a little heavy-handed and unprofessional of her, but I also understand what she's trying to do. She's kind of trying to team build for them. She's trying to hype them up before their big, huge, they're tangling with BLM and Antifa. Like,
Exactly.
this is
They're-
a
they're-
big deal for them.
Yeah, they're about to go out, and they're about to get bricks thrown at their faces. But maybe she shouldn't be riling them up that way. Or no. You know what? Honestly, I think I get what she's trying to do. You got to satisfy that emotion. She's trying to make sure they don't act a fool. These cops don't go out and do dumb things. So she's giving them that emotional satisfaction, saying, I get it. They're really dumb. They're losers. Don't stoop to their level, because she doesn't want the cop to go out there and crack a skull.
That's
You see
interesting.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from. If she wanted them to go out and do violence against these protesters or rioters, really, what she would be saying is, they're going to take over this country, and then they're going to be in charge of you, and you're going to be washing their car.
Right.
That's the kind of rhetoric you would expect from a person who wants you to become angry with the other side. But she's basically boiling them down to a non-threat.
Yeah.
I see it like if this was D&D and she was using her charisma, she's, instead of choosing persuasion, she chose intimidation. And they're both charisma abilities, and they
That's
both get
one
the
way
job
there.
done.
That'll work, I guess, right? I mean, she's just trying to get them hyped up a little bit, but not too hyped up. She's trying to show that they're all on the same team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well-
if that's
Well, and
good
this
or
is
bad.
also one of those things, too, where if somebody hurts somebody that you love or care about, who you're supposed to be protecting, one of the first places you go is, that person's a loser. You shouldn't care what they think. You
Yes.
shouldn't care about what they did to you. And these people were doxing police officers, her subordinates. So it makes sense for her to be like, look, don't worry about them. They're not a threat.
Actually,
We're going to keep
yeah.
them under control.
But
Like,
you could
Exactly.
also, rather than be like, that kid's a loser, like if it's your mom talking to a kid that's crying, got bullied at school, that kid's a loser anyway. Or she could be like, that kid comes from a troubled family. Don't take it personally. There's two ways to explain their behavior. One is intimidative, one is persuasive.
She should have said to them, we here at the LMPD are better than Antifa, and we know it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're better people. Oh,
Yeah.
look at how great we
I
are.
know.
Yeah.
Smile. Ding.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., so come back to check us out when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we are also available on all podcast platforms for free if you want to listen to us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all next time.